bringing you the news and information you need from the people making a difference. This is Comcast Newsmakers.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Comcast Newsmakers. I'm Tony Hill. All of us would agree that homelessness is a terrible problem. We wish it did not exist. It does, though, and it probably looks a little different than we would expect when we look at the faces of some of the people who are counted among the homeless. We want to talk about that today and what you can do to get involved as well with Sue Oehmig, who is founder and executive director of Hope Alive Incorporated. Sue, how are you?
Good. It's nice to be here.
Glad to have you here. You started this program in the shelter some 6 years ago. What made you decide that you needed to take that step?
Well, it was really seeing the need. At that time, I was working for another local homeless service provider, and we were forced to turn away homeless families that needed help. So I just knew something else needed to be done and responded to the call.
And that's one of the key words there. You say homeless families. And that's not what we think of when we think of homeless individuals. A lot of people are homeless as a result of mental illness. But increasingly, we've got mothers and children who are homeless. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. And that's the most increasing population across this country, are families with children. And we're seeing that here in Frederick County, and we feel like we need to do something about it. Okay.
You're even going a step further, though. You're obviously in the business, if you will, of making sure to the best of your ability that those women and children have some place to stay. But you've got an entire program. You want to make sure that you put them back on their feet on solid ground so that they can then sustain themselves. Talk about that.
That's really important. Bringing these families off the streets or out of unstable housing, wherever they may be, is critically important, but also as equally important is providing the support services that they need to help them get out of the cycle and stay out of the cycle. So we provide a 4-phase goal-directed program for our families where the families will work with our case manager and set goals for themselves to address all of their needs.
You got a 2-year residential program. You include in the program job skills, personal finance, parenting, child development, spiritual development, really assessing and addressing all issues.
Right, and we believe that's one thing that makes us unique is that we are looking at the needs of the whole person. And one of the other things that's very important to us is providing the programs for our homeless children that live in our program, participate in our program to address their unique needs.
Okay, we've talked a little bit about the problem, what you're doing to address it. Now, how can the community help you to continue to do this work?
Well, we really couldn't even be open today if it weren't for the help of the community. So we need the continued financial support of the community. We need volunteers in all aspects of what we do. And we need people to help raise awareness about the issue as well.
Mm-hmm. Are you in need of in-kind donations, materials, furniture, those types of things?
Yes, we have a long wish list. Anybody can call our office or visit our website and find out what those items are.
All right. And what about individuals now who may be watching? Because one of the other things, too, that I think a lot of people don't understand, myself, I didn't understand this for some time. There are a lot of people who may have a roof over their head right now, but they are still, in fact, homeless. They may bounce from a friend's house to a relative's house to a neighbor's house, but they are, in fact, homeless. So they may be watching television right now but not really have a place to stay. What can they do to get help?
They can call us. Unfortunately, there are not enough available beds or resources in this community, but they need to call us and they can start the intake process and see if we can help. And
you mentioned available beds. In a year's time, you provided almost 4,100 beds for people who are homeless, and that's a staggering number.
It is, and when you really look at not only the bed nights, we call them bed nights, but the number of families that called for services, and that was 199 families.
Wow.
May not sound like a lot, but when you understand that it's family units, and there are a number of children and mothers that are counted in that number.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, if you internalize that and think of yourself as being that one homeless individual, one night's too much time.
Exactly.
Thank you for doing what you do, and hopefully we'll get a lot of people out there to help. All right, my pleasure talking to you. That is Sue Oehmig, who is founder and executive director of Hope Alive Incorporated. And if you know a newsmaker, tell us about them at cn8.tv. Thanks for watching Comcast Newsmakers. Till next time, I'm Tony Hill.